Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, to the world away. We now got issue 129 of Eagle Moss's Build the Delorean. This is the penultimate one. And when I say penultimate, I mean penultimate as in it was only meant to be 130 issues and they've extended it by another 29 issues after that, or 30 issues. Who knows? I know when we get next issue, we're going to be getting issue 131 free. In this one, we're doing more details, as you can see here, for the Plutonium box that we've been fixing. And you know what really makes me laugh with this? Look, these are all the bits that we got here, as you can see. If I just show you what we're going to do, I'll tell you what makes me laugh. We're going to be putting a foam base in there, and then on top of the base, we're going to be putting the holes that the plutonium rods are going to go into. This is going to be attached to the lid of the base there, the lid of the case. And then we're going to put the hinge on the case so it's completed. Now, just looking at that, before the rods come in here, look how much detail that box has got. In fact, in the last issue, which issue 130 before the extension starts, we've got the rods, even more details. They've really gone to town on the detail for the plutonium box. Which begs the question, what the hell happened with the flux capacitor and the Christmas tree? That's where I'm leaving that, because that just doesn't make sense. I've gone really detailed on the box, but just for most important part of the car, we'll just wing it. Also, we've got this little leaflet here. I've showed you this before, just showing you about the extension and what it's going to look like with the hood box and the train tyres and the track there, which I will be doing, so that will be coming in some of the future episodes. But let's get cracking on this plutonium box. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we take the bottom of the box that we had last time, and we want the hinge side here. It doesn't actually matter what way round it goes actually, because we're going to be putting this foam bed in the bottom here, and as you can see it's the same shape all the way round, so it doesn't matter what way it goes round, but it does need to be peeled off just like that and then put in nice and straight, which is going to be pretty tricky because this stickiness is going to be a one-hit wonder thing, which actually it's gone in first time, as you can see. Looking absolutely excellent. That's all you got to do. Then we can put this to one side, because the next part we need is this bit of plastic here. I don't think they've labelled it up as anything. They've labelled it up in the magazine as 129E, but none of these parts are labelled. We're going to be wanting to keep this way round, because we're going to be attaching these two little... what are they? They're material. It's material. It's not plastic, and it's definitely not paper, because these are going to be going in one in this side and one in this side. Just like that, and these are going to be held in place with some IP screws. Now the screws that come in this issue, we've got IP, the usual AP, and we've got some really tiny PP ones, really tiny. So when we get round to that, I think we're going to have a little bit of difficulty with them. But I've got my trusty PHO screwdriver out here. What we're going to do is line up the holes and get this screwed in. Now I think the easiest way to do this is to actually put the screw into this piece first, so it comes out the other side. I think that in itself is going to be a little bit of a challenge to do. There we go. And then once we've got that through, it'll be easier to attach it to this plastic part here when we put this in. So I'm going to do that now. There you go. Now we want this to be completely perpendicular to the part we've just put in there. So when that's in, that's going to be sitting just like that. We're going to do the same to the other side. So once again, we'll get the screw in here. Getting the screw through is probably the hardest bit actually. There we go. As you can see, it screws through that bit there. And then once again, we're just going to screw this into this side here. And there we go. Once that's completed, that should look just like that, perpendicular to the actual main plates there. Then what we need to do is we need to turn this bit upside down. So obviously the screws for this are underneath now, and we're going to be putting this plate on top, and this plate here, which is going to be holding the compartments for the plutonium rods, is going to be sitting on top kind of like that to start off with. And then we're going to be wrapping these parts here just round onto the top bit, and we're going to be putting screws in So these are held in place just like that there. Now, once again, these screws are going to be the IP screws that we're putting in to keep this in place. Now, this is going to be pretty tricky. So once again, I recommend just putting the screw through the actual material first, just like that. That will hold the screw in place there, and then screwing it into the top of the body, making sure that it's all the correct way around. So let's get this one in now. There we go, and that's one side in. We're going to do the same to the other side now, so that's just going to be going over here, just like that, with an IP screw going into the top, just there. We just screw that in, started it off, and then I'm going to keep it lined up. So again, this material is perpendicular to the actual bit that we put in. So now we've got this sort of look going on like that. Once we've done that, we're going to need the top part of the box looking just like this, because we're going to be attaching this bottom plate into the inside of the top lid there. And this is just going to be going in kind of like that. So it's hanging down, and we're going to be securing this in place here with 4 AP screws just into the corners there. So I'll lie that down and we'll open the AP screws up. This is really fiddly, but you know what? It's really, really detailed. And it just makes me laugh why they've gone to so much trouble. This is going to be like 3 issues to do this box. When, as you know, that the flux capacitor was all done in issue, I think, a long time ago, 58, was that it? It's just disappointing. And I think they know that. But thank God for the folks over at modelmods.com. who rectified that little situation. Now, next week, when issue 130 comes out, that will be the end of the main phase of this build. It won't be the extensions. So when I finish issue 100, in the same video, I'm going to be doing the showcase where you'll get to see the vehicle all lit up and all singing and dancing and stuff. But that's in place now. That's the top part that's filling up the lid. And now we're just going to be bringing over the bottom part now, because just like last time, we're going to be putting this tray into the bottom plate. And as you can see, you've got 4 screw holes here for this to fit in. So when this goes in, making sure you don't twist the wires, we're going to sort of like push that in like that. And then this is going to be secured with AP screws as well, just into the 4 corners. Now, I'm doing this on a Friday afternoon. It's very hot out there today. But tomorrow, if you didn't see my live stream yesterday, I'm off to Portsmouth to see the Victory before I start the Victory build. And a lot of you have made me aware that DB5 is out now by Eagle Moss. So that'll be another one that I'm probably going to be looking into. God knows where I'm going to get the money to afford all of this. So once we've done that, we've got the box done here. We've got the facility to actually open the lid up, as you can see, from the catches at the front. Actually, it'll open up this way, just like that. But what we don't have is we don't have the hinge to keep this all together at the back here. And that's the next thing that we're going to be fitting just across here, the hinge to keep this box closed. So here's the hinge, and you just need to open it up to make it flat like that. And obviously when we put the hinge on, oops, I'm just going to lay this flat like that. You want to put it on so that the raised section is facing out. You could try and put it the wrong way around and put it down, but you're never going to be able to screw it in a million years. But that's just going to line up just like that. And then we're going to screw this in with the PP screws. Now these are the really tiny ones. So I'm going to get these out and just see if my screwdriver will fit them, or if I need to go down to a lower size screwdriver. As a matter of fact, I will try a lower size. This is a PH00 I'm trying first. It looks like the PH00 is going to fit it perfectly. I'll get one screw in and we'll see how we go from there. Obviously, what we've noticed in a few of these feet at the moment is I've had to make the holes bigger for these to go in. But we'll see if we get one in and see how that looks. I don't think the PH00 is going to work, so you will have to use a PH0. Yeah, the PH0 is working absolutely perfect. So, we got one in. I'm going to attach one just to the other side here so we can keep this box closed. And then hopefully we'll put the other 6 in. We've put one in already, so there's 8 altogether. Trying to load these tiny ones up is a nightmare. There we go, that's number 2 in, and now that's going to stop that hinge coming off. And all we're going to do is put in the other 6 around here now. And there you go, as you can see, all the screws are in there. So we've got the box here, we can open it up. And as you can see inside, there's all the parts for the plutonium rods. When we close it, that is a completed blocks. All waiting for the last issue of the original run, issue 130, where we're going to be putting the plutonium rods in there, and we're also going to be putting the alarm clock in there. And in the next episode, as I said, we're going to have a showcase of the whole vehicle, so you can see what that looks like before we go and turn it into a train. Should be fun. If I did show you earlier on, I think I did show you actually, that's the parts that we've got. As you can see, the alarm clock and just the plutonium rods and the canisters that they come into. That's going to be out next week, but in the meantime, as I said, I'm going down to Portsmouth this weekend to see the Victory, going to see the Mary Rose as well, and then next week we'll have some more Bismarck, we'll have Terminator, and I probably will be making a start on the Victory, which again, if you saw my live stream, is actually sitting behind me there, ready to go. But if you really liked that video, please remember to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, if you don't mind, please just give me a subscribe and I can notify you every time a new video is up. Other than that, hope you like that video. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please remember to give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, please remember to subscribe. Take care.